Salt lamps are extremely beautiful, especially when it's dark like this and you have that really nice warm glow. But there's a lot of problems with salt lamps that nobody tells you when you buy them. And that is in storing them. This one's okay now because I've been turning it on and off now for a week, keeping it on a couple hours a day, but it's still really rough. The problem that happens with these is they melt and they get really watery and really gross. The lighting isn't really good for this right now, but you can see there's this really yucky brown stuff on there. Pick this up. That is really wet, and there's some crystals forming on there. It's eating the varnish off of the base. It's turning color. This is liquid. This is liquefying. You can see there that my hand's wet, and the salt is sucking all the moisture out of its environment. It's also getting kind of black and sticky because salt lamps are supposed to suck the toxins out of their environment and filter the air somehow. It's getting a lot of crystals built up here. And this is all very wet and slushy. The plate that it was on is also wet. Some nice little crystals forming there though, those are pretty. But if you're not turning your lamp on every day, it will turn into this. I haven't had mine on in a couple months, and this one wasn't leaking as bad as this one. This one actually made a pool all over. It was in a deeper dish, so that was filled up to about here with water, and it was starting to filter over the side of it down the back of my dresser, which is always lovely to discover when you're not in your room a lot and not really paying attention, because you don't know that salt lamps take a lot of effort to care for. They have to be wiped down and kept dry. You can see that stuff that was on there. They have to be wiped down and then turned on for several hours a day to dry this out. So if you like the look of salt lamps, you have to really think, is this something that I'm going to be able to care for? Because they are very much like keeping a very low maintenance pet. I'd say it's probably about as hard as looking after fish. And fish do take a lot of maintenance. But all this is going to have to be scraped off. So these will probably be the last salt lamps that I ever get. They're just very, very messy and high maintenance. They're pretty, but they're very high maintenance.